Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving headfirst into the fascinating, and let's be honest, sometimes overwhelming, world of artificial intelligence. We'll be journeying from the deep technical codes inside the machine all the way out to the global rules governing its future. If you've ever felt a little lost by the sheer scale of the AI conversation today, you are absolutely in the right place. Let's unpack it all step by step.
Here's our roadmap for today. We'll start by defining the AI universe, look at the transformer breakthrough, see AI in the real world, discuss the need for governance, and wrap up with global ethics and education.
Section 1. Defining the AI universe. So, what exactly is artificial intelligence?
You know, you hear these computer science terms thrown around interchangeably all the time, right? People say AI when they really mean machine learning, or they talk about neural networks when they actually mean deep learning. But what really makes each of these things unique? Let's cut through that heavy tech jargon for a second and just define the core terminology. At the absolute highest level, artificial intelligence is just the overarching umbrella term. It basically categorizes any machine that mimics human cognitive functions. You know, things like learning, predicting, and problem solving. It's not magic, I promise. It's simply a system designed to optimize and solve complex tasks that historically only we humans could do.
A great way to think about how these all fit together is like a set of Russian dolls. AI is the biggest doll sitting on the outside. Pop that open, and inside you find machine learning, which is a subset of AI. Open that one up, and you've got deep learning. And finally, sitting right there at the very center of the whole shebang is the foundational backbone, neural networks. These are literally designed to mimic how neurons in the human brain signal each other. Pretty cool, right?
Now, here is a truly wild statistic. Roughly 80% of all organizational data out there is completely unstructured. We're talking raw text, images, video, the messy stuff. Deep learning is incredibly powerful precisely because it can ingest these massive amounts of unstructured data without needing human experts to sit there and manually label everything. It absolutely thrives on the raw data that makes up most of our digital world.
To really wrap our heads around this, we have to look at how the learning process itself has evolved. We used to rely entirely on rules-based AI, which meant feeding a computer rigid algorithms and super unambiguous instructions. But modern machine learning, it's examples-based. Think of it like studying for a massive exam. Instead of just memorizing rigid rules, the machine ingests vast amounts of study material, which is the data, to independently discover patterns, and then it applies that knowledge out in the real world.
All right, Section 2, the transformer breakthrough, or how AI learned to pay attention.
For years, AI processed language sequentially using what were called recurrent neural networks, or RNNs for short. They essentially read data one element at a time, which, you guessed it, made them incredibly slow and prone to forgetting early parts of really long sentences. But then came 2017. A legendary Google research paper dropped titled "Attention is All You Need." It's a fun, kind of quirky title for a paper that literally changed the world. It completely revolutionized the field by introducing the transformer architecture, which led directly to the modern large language models we're all using today.
So the absolutely crucial point here is a concept called self-attention. Instead of reading word by word, self-attention allows the AI to process an entire sentence in parallel. It directly links related concepts no matter how far apart they are in the text. For example, if you say, "The animal didn't cross the road because it was too tired," the AI uses self-attention to instantly know that it refers to the animal, not the road. That parallel processing, that is exactly what makes today's AI so incredibly fast and capable.
Moving on to Section 3, AI in the real world. Let's look at narrow AI in our daily lives. As noted in an excellent tutorial from the Bukhari Information Technology System, AI is not just the future, it's already here. And that hits the nail on the head. We are currently living in the era of artificial narrow intelligence. That basically means these tools are highly focused on specific tasks rather than possessing some general human-like intelligence. But make no mistake, they are already incredibly impactful in our day-to-day routines.
Just look at these real-world applications across different sectors. In healthcare, narrow AI is speeding up medical X-ray analysis for much faster diagnostics. Over in education, personalized apps are tailoring learning to individual students' needs. And on a global scale, like for freelancers in Pakistan, AI tools are empowering workers to write code and design platforms, essentially giving them a 24/7 productivity assistant. So this isn't just tech for tech's sake, it's actively reshaping how we work and live.
And honestly, the corporate adoption rates totally back this up. Right now, 35% of businesses globally are actively using AI to gain a competitive edge, with another 42% actively exploring it. That's a huge chunk of the market. We are talking about a massive integration happening right before our eyes.
Which brings us to Section 4, the need for governance and building trustworthy AI.
Because let's face it, with a technology this powerful, who's actually making sure it plays by the rules? To impartially map out how the industry is handling this, we can look at documents like the Microsoft Responsible AI Standard. This framework provides strict internal product development requirements that teams absolutely must follow to ensure safe system development long before a product ever reaches the public.
And these specific requirements they enforce are rigorous. The framework mandates that developers conduct impact assessments super early on. They have to actively identify marginalized demographic groups to mitigate any potential performance disparities. They also use open-source mitigation tools, like the FairLearn Python toolkit, to prevent bias. Plus, they're required to publish clear transparency notes so users know exactly what the AI can and, importantly, cannot do.
Finally, Section 5, Global Ethics in Education, the UNESCO Consensus.
So, we've looked at the corporate standards, but how is the international community approaching this whole thing? Well, in 2021, a landmark consensus was reached. The UNESCO recommendation on the ethics of AI was adopted, creating an internationally agreed-upon legal text. Its primary goal? To ensure that AI development globally contributes to peace, sustainability, security, and fundamental human dignity.
And this number right here is what makes this agreement so staggering: 193. What's truly remarkable about this legal text is that every single word was agreed upon by all 193 UNESCO member states. No small feat, right? It acts as a unified global framework for governments to create their own national laws and strategies regarding AI.
This framework actually pushes governments to implement concrete policies across some truly vital sectors. It calls for protecting mental health and human-robot interactions, researching AI's impact on intellectual property, and preventing discriminatory bias in data sets. It also takes a super strong stance on the environment, literally prohibiting AI systems that have disproportionate energy costs. And a massive part of this is global AI literacy, making sure that AI development doesn't widen the digital divide between the global north and the global south. Ultimately, it's all about protecting everyday people.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought. Through neural networks and transformers, the technological breakthrough has already happened. We absolutely know how to build powerful AI. But the ethical work, that crucial task of shaping its impact on our global society, ensuring fairness and protecting human dignity, that work has really just begun. So, are we building it for the good of humanity? Thank you so much for joining me to explore this incredibly important topic. Keep learning, keep asking those big questions, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.